Hey everyone, it's Susan Winter here. I have a question from one of my viewers. It is hard to tell the difference between what's game and what's real because game replicates what is real. So this question today is what's the difference between love bombing and somebody who has genuine interest in you? It can be hard to tell because the beginning patterns look exactly the same. So, Carson, thank you for this question. And Carson writes, Hi, I was wondering if you can tell me how to discern the difference between love bombing and someone who is just really interested. I tend to meet guys that are always overly excited in the beginning, and it feels like love bombing. How can I make sure that someone is genuinely interested and not using me? Well, as far as that last phrase, it is trial and error and it is continual discernment. It is very difficult nowadays to know as we're getting into something if somebody is going to last through the honeymoon period or if they're going to break and we see the real self come forward. But let's talk about the difference between excited, can't wait to see you, always praising you. Maybe it's praise bombing, love bombing. They're nuts about you. First of all, I think a person who is genuinely interested would have a greater tendency, especially guys, to have a greater tendency to not be so effusive. Most guys are trying to look cool and they want to compliment you, but they're probably trying to hold back a little bit and keep their excitement at bay. So the ones who are overly, um, you know, praising you and just complimenting you all the time and telling you how good looking you are and all this, I I have to wonder if that isn't the heat of the moment for them and more lust driven, because that kind of, exposition is normally to prime you to be ready to fall for them and, then immediately morph into a sexual relationship. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that too much, too hot, too soon is a red flag. So I think that people who are genuinely interested exhibit a couple human signs. One, they're not always super slick. Narcissists and players are exceedingly charismatic, but somebody who really likes you is a little nervous because it's a high stakes game. I mean, they really want you. You are something that makes them, they have butterflies. So they will probably sometimes stutter, sometimes lurch, sometimes retract. They're not going to be absolutely smooth and seductive. That's a game. Anytime somebody is so smooth and so seductive, I can tell you one thing, Carson, and everybody else. They have done those lines 100 times over. It's practice. They know every arc of every movement, where you are, and how to reel you in because they've done this time and time and time again. When somebody really likes you, they're not so good at managing their emotions. So look for that. They're a little fluttery. Maybe they're like sometimes talk too fast and then they pull back. There's going to be more of a self modulation. Okay. And two, it's consistency. Even after you've slept together, they're just as effusive. And in a romance where you're being played, it goes very high very quickly and then it crashes. There tends to be after the fourth, fifth, 10th time you slept together, a backpedaling because now they're like, got it, tasted it, been there, done it. The itch, they've scratched the itch, right? And a person who really cares for you will become even more enchanted and want to spend more time with you. And they'll start to exhibit one of those love languages, especially, acts of service and complimenting you, but they'll start to really show up and do things for you. They will offer you their time. They will offer you their attention in things that have no direct benefit to them. So that's another sign. People who want you because they want you in the moment want everything that will make them happy. it's for their benefit, right? People that really care for you genuinely, they will want to do things to make you happy. So that's another distinction. So I hope these two distinctions help you. Thank you for your question. Love the fact that you come to my channel. And everyone, if you have questions and you'd like to work with me, check out the consultation packages at susanwinter.net. You can also sign up for the newsletter. You can write me your video requests. Go to the contact page under Lauren, under my agent, and you will see Q&A video requests. And check out my new shop page, really cool merch, some of the different phrases that you've heard me say over and over again. And thank you again for all of your wonderful support.